February is an amazing month for us to commit, focus, and move forward. In this video, I will share with you why it's so important to make sure you know where you're going, commit, take the action, and how the energy of this month and the planetary energy will support you in doing so. We have some very, very powerful energy to give you the courage that you need, the strategy, and the direction to treat February like it's actually January, because January didn't feel so much like the beginning. February absolutely is. So stay tuned. Hi, I'm Prema and welcome to Chart Your Path. I am so glad that you're here. If you haven't subscribed yet, I appreciate you doing so, liking, sharing this video. Lots of free resources in the description below for you. It's go time. All planets are direct. It's time to move forward. This is a very powerful month of January. Think of it as the new, February. Think of it as the new January. February is steady progression. It is getting to the top of the mountain one step at a time. We have some intense transits, but we have powerful transits. There's a more serious tone to the month now that we move into Capricorn energy in Vedic Astrology, the sidereal zodiac. If you don't know what your ascendant or moon sign is in Vedic Astrology, the free chart calculator is in the description below or on my website, solutionary.com, SOULUTIONARY.com. And you can also get a free guide to help you to understand your chart and these updates better. So this month is calling us to focus, commit, do the hard work, have the ambition, and to be able to overcome any of the inner struggles that we have to actually move forward and start to get it done. This Capricorn energy is very earthy. It is the natural 10th house of the zodiac. It's very worldly. It's our work in the world, our business, structure, organizations. And in the Sacred Wealth Code Archetypes system, Saturn is ruled by the organizer and by the administrator. And the reason I'm talking about Saturn energy is because Saturn owns Capricorn, where we're going to have a whole stellium of planets this month. Saturn is the planet of karma, truth or consequences. What you believe to be true gets put under pressure when it's in Saturn signs. And we have, not only do we have Capricorn energy this month, mid-month, we start to transition into Aquarius energy, both owned by Saturn. And when something that we believe to be true is put under pressure, either just like the earth, it either creates a fine gem or it's crushed to dust. Saturn will pay with interest over time, and that's why slow, steady progression will actually get us there. But we're asked to stay very aligned with our purpose and to be able to commit and work hard. Last month in January was a lot about our ideas and beliefs with a lot of Sagittarius energy and getting clear about things. Now it's time to sort of slow down, put the blinders on a bit, focus in. The symbol of Capricorn is the sure-footed goat. And, we don't run to the top of the mountain. If we do, we tend to have to stop a lot along the way. Instead, it's one steady step at a time with this energy, but then it will absolutely get you there. The focus, it takes a certain amount of focus to sort of really drop into that deep groove. I like to use the analogy for focus of like a vinyl record. If it's got a lot of scratches, it's going to skip all over the place. Nice clean vinyl album, that needle sinks into that deep groove and plays that really crystal clear music. But in order to focus, we've got to sort of block some other things out. And it does take a bit of hard work to focus. Actually, brain science shows us that the first 5 to 15 minutes of trying to focus on something, it takes a lot of effort, and then we drop in, and then we can really move with the energy. So it's okay if there's a little resistance. You will absolutely get there, but you need to know what it is you are moving forward on. Your business your career, your work in the world. The natural 10th house of the zodiac is what Capricorn is. And so those things are very highlighted, although it rules a certain part of your chart depending on what your ascendant is. So that's why knowing that is super useful. We started the month with Mercury moving into Capricorn on the 1st. Now, Mercury is our great communicator and merchant. It rules business. It rules the business quarter, and it rules our communication. It's only in this sign for 19 days before it moves to Aquarius. It wants to organize our minds in this Capricorn energy. Mercury moves very fast unless it's retrograding, one of the 3 times of the year that it retrogrades. And if you want to know where it's retrograding for you and all the transits, in the description down below, you'll see a link to my Divinely Aligned 2024 class and forecast. And then you can find out how all the transits for the year, the major ones, will affect you. But with this energy of wanting to organize our minds so that we can really commit, so that we can really focus, we can have that strategic thinking, and we can do the work to move our purpose out through our work in the world. So if you have a business, and there's a lot of aspects that are going to be supporting this in this Capricorn. If you need to brand, if you are moving forward with a launch, a project, or figuring out what your work in the world is, and it may not be a business, but it is an expression of your purpose. This is a perfect time to do that. Mercury wants us to put our business hat on and to logically plan how we are moving forward, to move forward with these goals and to be taking action. Now, the one thing you want to watch out for is telling yourself a story that doesn't support you, an old story. So be aware of that. In my healing circles, we work a lot with the old stories and shift them so that you get up to speed with your soul's plan for you. And then those are the full moon healing circles that we do those healings on. It's time to take your business to the next level. Now, Pluto is in Capricorn, asking us to transform our perception about things. The planets are going to be aligning with Pluto as they move through Capricorn. So when that happens, like on February 5th, Mercury is going to be conjunct Pluto. And this is going to want to really transform our thinking. And so in that transformation, if you're making decisions on things on February 5th, just be very open. New things can drop in. And if you're not sure, don't make a decision on that at that time. Let the transformation actually happen. New developments, like pay attention. With this Pluto conjunction, it's opening up your perception to new things. So be aware. On the 5th as well, on February 5th, we have the big powerful transit here of Mars moving into Capricorn and being there from February 5th to March 15th. Now, this is very much the energy of the engineer. This is that grounded, productive energy. Also the energy of the strategist in the Sacred Wealth Code system. The strategist has a good plan. And the Honorable Warrior is behind all of this energy. And this is where Mars is exalted in Saturn's sign, which is very interesting, but it is a structured container to get productive and to get the work done and have the discipline to do that. Mars does best when it's disciplined. For you Aries ascendant or moon signs, Scorpio ascendant and moon signs, and Capricorns, this is all super powerful if you have a Mars in Capricorn, but it's affecting all of us. We all have a Mars. And it is the natural 10th house of the zodiac, but for you it rules something in particular as far as that goes as well, what house that actually is. And so with this energy, again, this gives us the fortitude, the strength, the productivity, the focus to get the work done and be strategic about it, to be very disciplined in our business, in our career, in our work, in our purpose. And of course, we've got to have the discipline, the spiritual practice discipline, which Mars is the best when it's very disciplined in its spiritual practice, the exercise, the yoga, the martial arts, the whatever it is, to use the physicality and to be, and to meditate, get the mind right, and to be able to take inspired action. You see, when we're taking inspired action, we are taking the action from a directive from our soul, from the inside out. In fact, in my solutionary blueprint program, actually all my programs and all my meditations and all my that we do, we always come down to a place of transforming and then tuning in to what is the next action step from the inside out. You can do this by dropping into your heart. Make sure that the work that you're doing is in alignment with what your soul is calling you to. And then this is incredibly productive energy. You've got courage to move through whatever you need to on an inner level and on an outer level, as long as we have the humility and we balance this energy with Cancer, which is across the zodiac. Cancer is the energy more of the heart and our emotions and more feminine. So we've got this Mars masculine energy really driving us in a very directional way and productive way. And that's wonderful. We need that. And even as women, but we don't want to be overly in that energy or we'll get burnt out. So we want to make sure that we're honoring our self-care, honoring our emotional energy, but really think of this as self-love and self-care. So we're balancing that with that. And on my January healing circle, which is available in the link down below and on my website, we did a whole clearing and healing because the full moon was in Cancer to help us with that self-nurturing energy. You want to pay attention to having your patience so you can move forward one step at a time. Very, very powerful energy with Mars here. February 9th, powerful new moon. The sun and the moon will be in Capricorn with Mars and Mercury. And it's a very transformative new beginning. New moons are always starting of the new cycle and a new beginning. So this one's happening in Dhanista Nakshatra at 26 degrees. And this is called the Star of Wealth. But we have a lot of planets here, so it's incredibly powerful. Now, this is the deities of the 8 Vastus of energy and light that represent all different 8 aspects of self and of light, calling us to our highest virtues. And it's a great energy for abundance on the material plane, but it works very beautifully with this energy of doing the hard work to move forward, in alignment with our purpose, which isn't just, the abundance on the material plane is beautiful. That is, we live here with one foot on the material plane, but it also is indicative of making sure we're doing that from the inside out, trusting the divine timing. It's ruled by the symbology with Shiva's drum, and really asking us to get into the natural sync and rhythms with ourselves, with divinity, with nature. And remember, with Kairos time, with Kairos time, not Chronos. Chronos is more the clock, the calendar, the 3D timing. Kairos time is divine timing. Not all time is created equal. We jump timelines. Sometimes the wind is at our back, and that's why I bring you this energy. And sometimes the wind, we want to lean back because it's not time to run forward. That's why I bring you this energy. Let's move with the energy. This new moon has a lot to do with cycles of birth and death. So what are you birthing if you haven't done that by the new moon? Absolutely perfect time to do that, or to add to what you are birthing. Stay tuned for an update at that time as well. On February 11th, then we've got Venus moving into Capricorn, joining the party. And Venus being our great connector, but also being the great artist as well. And Venus is pretty strong here, pretty happy here in its friend of Saturn sign. It's grounded, it's practical in its approach to the matters of the heart and connection, relationships, feelings, finances. And this is where, relationships can really be built on a solid commitment. So you might want to look at your commitments around relationships. And it really fosters a sense of shared responsibility. And sometimes we're afraid of responsibility, but responsibility really gives us the ability to when we're responsible for something, we are owning it. We're saying we created it. And if we take responsibility, even if it's something that's not so great, then we are at power to make a new choice, to change it. So this is more the energy, though, of the feminine, bringing Venus in here. And it can help bring into Capricorn sort of some juicy feelings and some more of that feminine flow type energy. And that's going to be very helpful to sort of fuel with some passion your energy around all the goals and ambitions that you're working on in this hard sort of work, sort of focus time. Now, let's keep in mind, though, that Capricorn, and as we move into Aquarius, these are signs of service and of humility. So again, an energy from the inside out. Now, just to jump ahead for a moment on the Venus energy, February 17th is its conjunction with Pluto, where you're going to want to watch out for power struggles in relationships and any big financial decisions. Just that's a day to avoid it. February 13th, we have two major things happening. We've got Mars moving into Pluto. Excuse me, we have the Mars-Pluto conjunction, and then we have the Sun moving into Aquarius. So Mars-Pluto conjunction. On that day, watch out for power struggles as well. And again, Pluto, very transformative, and it can be transformative even around your focus on the project that you're doing, but just watch out for those power struggles, especially with authority figures. And we may see that more so play out in the sort of worldly leaders and such. Not a great day to take a risk. And you want to just move with that consistent energy of Saturn, one step at a time, slow, deliberate, focused. Think before acting. On the 13th, we start to move into the Aquarius energy. So now we've got the Sun, the great leader, moving into Saturn's sign again. You know, Saturn owns two consecutive signs in Vedic astrology, both Capricorn and Aquarius. A very powerful planet, the planet of karma. And it moves, the Sun moving into Aquarius. Now, this is more of an energy of our social service. We've moved from that structured, practical approach to things, focused energy, now into how do we share that with others? How do we, our social ideals, what are we leading on a social level? And Saturn is already in this sign, our great administrator and organizer. So it's super powerful here. These two planets are antithesis to one another across the zodiac. The Sun owns Leo. So this is an energy where we're going to want to watch out a bit here because the Sun's not so strong here, and you could Leo Sun and Moons could feel a little burnt out during this time, and you could feel just a little bit restricted. Now, February 12th through March 17th, Saturn technically is combust the Sun. It's an interesting energy because Saturn's combust the Sun, but the Sun's not really strong with Saturn. So what I want you to remember about this is just you may feel some inner pressure, some inner struggles. Deal with those. Do your transformational work. Steer away from authority struggles, okay? And just defer to, take the pressure off where you can, but still move forward one step at a time with the self-care that you need in order to do that. On February 19th, Mercury has moved all the way through Capricorn already and has coming into Aquarius. So now we're again moving in the second half of the month into the Aquarius energy, straddling Capricorn and Aquarius. These signs build on each other. It's a progression. So the energy here again is social purpose, our social ideals. It's a sign of service. You know, who are you connecting with? We do things together. So now it's about connecting with your ideas of what you're working on, and communicating about what's important to you. Who can you communicate with and share those ideas with, team up with? Who else can you support and help? So this is the sharing of what we're working on and our ideas. On February 22nd, Mars and Venus are conjunct. Now, when we have Mars and Venus conjunct, this is a time, and this happens throughout the year in different signs, but Mars is exalted here, and Venus does well in Capricorn. So, with this energy, you'll just want to watch out for potentially contentious agreements. Just watch out for your agreements, some contention around relationship. Watch out for feeling, maybe imbalances and compromises. But overall, this energy isn't isn't too bad in this area. Mars and Venus are realistic and humble in this sign of Capricorn. So just watch out for any relationship struggles. Again, defer more to communication, listening more than trying to overtalk someone. And I want you to watch out for this transit. So it's on the 22nd, but like let's say the 20th through the 24th, this energy is just a little bit contentious around that time. On February 24th, we have a full moon in Leo, and I will do an update in a healing circle. This is a very, very powerful full moon in the noble sign of Leo in Vedic astrology. And this gives us the courage to really release and heal so that we can open our hearts and lead like never before. It's, and the energy of the heart is powerful in everything we do. Mind-heart coherence opens us up to the quantum field. Our, leading from the inside out, opening our hearts and leading in a heart-centered way, again, creates a leadership that is inclusive. And so this is happening in the royal nakshatra of Magha. And this is the lion heart, and the brightest star in Leo, and home to the ancient deities called the Pitris, the protectors of humanity. So this is a wonderful full moon in so many ways. I'll be doing a full moon healing circle. Get ready to heal your heart, forgive your past, raise your frequency, and so you can lead yourself and others from the inside out. On February 28th, we have a conjunction between the Sun, Mercury, and Saturn all in Aquarius. So on that day, right at the end of the month, you could feel blocked sort of in your authentic communication. Be careful not to speak too forcefully. Be thoughtful and organized in your practical thinking. Just take it one step at a time. And just remember on the remedies for this month, really attend to your spiritual practice. Make sure you're grounded. Make sure you are focused. You have a clear plan. Do whatever clearing you need to get that clear plan. Work from the inside out. One inspired action at a time will get you to the top of the mountain. Make sure that you are exercising, burning off that extra Mars energy. Do your meditation practices. Remember, what are you committed to? What are you focusing on? And who can you commit with? Who can you connect with in the second half of the month that will, you can help them, they can help you as far as your projects. And as far on the healing level this month, it's like, what do you need to let go of in order to focus, commit, and have the courage to move forward? If you are wondering how all this energy hits you, then click the link below to go to my website and get a personal reading from me, and we can dive into all the transits for you. Also, my healing sessions are down there. If you want to know more about the Sacred Wealth Code and the archetypes, you can get the Oracle deck. You can also get the Sacred Wealth Code book and journal. Link is down below. Those are all available on Amazon. My full moon healing circles. Every full moon, I hold one. This month it'll be on the 23rd, and the link is down below on that as well. And also, if you want to know what the transits are for the year and get the class on that, that's the most important transits. That's the Divinely Aligned 2024 forecast, and the link is down below. And there's free resources down there. The free quiz, the chart calculator, and some free classes. So leave me a comment. Let me know what you're focused on. I am very grateful for you being part of the community. If you haven't subscribed, do so. Stay tuned for the next update, and sending you so much love.